know anybody doesn't like these Sephora Favorites kits. You get to try a ton of high-end products at a discounted price. So today we're going to be talking about the Extravagant Eyes set and whether or not it is right for you. Hello my friends, it is Jen back again for another review. Today we're going to be talking about a Sephora Favorites kits. I love these things. I love when Sephora comes out with these things. They used to just come out with them at the holiday time. Now they come out with them a lot of times during the year, but this is the beginning of the Sephora Favorites craziness that happens at Sephora around the holiday season. This is the first one that I saw that I was interested in. Now there are a lot more available, but y'all know I like to test things for a while before I come on here and review them for you. So I have my idea of how I feel about all this stuff, but before I tell you how I feel, we're going to go into what you get in this kit. I'm going to show you a demo of all of these products going on my eyes so you can see how they work, and then I'm going to go into how I feel about the products. We're also going to go into product ingredients, possible dupes of these products that you might be able to find elsewhere, and yeah, I'm super excited about this video, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing is what comes in this kit. So when you open it up, this is how it looks. You get some full size and some deluxe size sample products in here. These are the Huda Beauty Eyelashes. This of course is full size. You also get a NARS Dual-Intensity Eyeshadow in the shade Himalia, I believe is how you pronounce it, right there. That is what I have all over my lids. Next, you get a caviar stick from Laura Mercier, and this one is in the shade Plum. This is a full-size caviar stick. You also get a full-size Urban Decay Heavy Metal Eyeliner and deluxe-size samples of the next product. So this is a deluxe sample of the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer and a Sephora waterproof eyeliner pencil and the Marc Jacobs Omega Lash, and then finally from Milk Makeup the eye pigment. This is about half size of what the regular Milk Makeup eye pigments look like. So they say here that this is $42 United States cash or $50 Canadian. It is a $134 US value or a $161 Canadian value. And the way that they break that down is they do take into consideration that these are deluxe size samples. So they take the how much product you get and they compare it to the full size, and that's how they calculate your value. But if you were going to buy these in full size, of course you would be paying a lot more. It's very difficult to get a deluxe sample of this, at least that I've seen. I've never seen a deluxe sample of this anywhere. Maybe my Sephora Play friends have gotten one before, but I've never seen one. I've definitely seen this as a deluxe sample places. I've definitely seen this. I don't know if I've ever seen the Smashbox as a deluxe sample. So depending on how readily available these deluxe samples are to you, it may cost you a lot more to try these products because you may have to purchase them in full size. Before I get started with the demo, I do want to let you know I did need a transition shade, so I broke into my Naked 2 Urban Decay Basics palette and used one of these shades for transition. This does not come in the set, but I really felt like I wanted a transition shade, so I popped this in here, but this is the only thing that I have on my eyes today that are not in the kit. So without further ado, let me show you the demo of how the products went on my face.
I got the sheets on the floor. And if you want me, girl, you got me. There's nothing I know I wouldn't do just to get up next to you. Next to you, next to you, next to you. You open the door, wearing nothing but a smile down to the floor, and you whisper in my ear, baby, I'm yours. Ooh, just the thought of you gets me so high, so high. Just to get girl, you don't want it. To get up next to you.
Went on and formed your opinions about how they perform. Now I'm going to tell you my experience from using them for a couple of weeks, how they performed for me. Now, the only thing I can't talk about for long term is the Huda Beauty Lashes. This is the first time that I've used them, so I can't speak to how, you know, they last for multiple uses, anything like that. But I can say they went on very easily. They, of course, are not natural lashes by any means. They are extremely dramatic. So if you like dramatic lashes, these would be for you. The band looks like the lashes are very attached to it. They look like high quality lashes. They look like they could stand multiple uses, and they were not difficult to put on. The band was flexible, and I don't see any problem with these or any reason why they wouldn't be a good pair of lashes. The NARS Dual-Intensity Eyeshadows. I've had hit or miss with this formula. Some of them I feel like are more pigmented than others. This one I feel like is a really, really, really good one. I feel like it goes on very nicely dry, but it's pretty amazing the foiled effect you get when it's wet, and it is just a fun shade, and I feel like this is a shade that can be used for all skin tones. I mean, I really don't see anybody that this wouldn't work for. If you have a very, very light skin tone, you may want to kind of stick this on the outer corners if you have eyes that you don't want to look more deep set. Other than that, I mean, this is an amazing shadow. Lasting power is fantastic, lasted all day, and I really liked it. Oh, speaking of that, I forgot to mention the eyeshadow primer. So as you could see on my lids, I do feel like with powder shadows, I feel like that this definitely helps with the pigmentation, with the oomph, with the pizzazz. I've used this with multiple different eyeshadows through the past couple of weeks, and I do really like this eyeshadow primer. I'm not sure if it helps me to make it last longer through the day. I didn't really see much difference. There were days where I put it on one eye and not on the other. I maybe saw the slightest little bit of difference with this as far as longevity, but nothing that's super noticeable unless I'm like super looking, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about the ingredients of this one now because I could not find a dupe for this, and the big reason why I couldn't find a dupe for this is because it has dimethicone as the #1 ingredient, which is an odd ingredient for an eyeshadow primer. Eyeshadow primers usually use other kinds of silicone bases, not dimethicone. Dimethicone is usually used for face primers, and it's usually the second or third ingredient down, but it's the #1 ingredient in this. So I thought that was really, really, really interesting. Dimethicone can cause acne in people's skin, so that's why some people don't like silicone-based primers for the face, but they used it in an eye primer. I've never heard of anybody having problems with acne on their lids, so I don't know. I mean, it works. It's a nice primer, but I just thought that was a strange ingredient to put in first, but maybe it was a good move. All right, moving on. We'll get into more fun ingredient stuff later. I've got a lot of ingredient analysis stuff for you later, all that geeky stuff. Let me keep going with the opinions. I'm a huge fan of Laura Mercier Caviar sticks. I think that they work fantastically. They're very easy to blend. They play well with powder eyeshadows, and they're just a really, really, really nice product. This is one that I've used quite a few times. As you can see, it can go on very bold, and you can kind of tap it out with your fingers if you want it to be deeper, or you can blend it out with a brush for a lighter look, and I really like this one a lot. It's so creamy, so easy to use. My friend Lucinda that lives in Barbados loves these things. She's the one that turned me on to them years ago, and I absolutely love this formula. It's fantastic. The Sephora eyeliner. Sephora eyeliners are one of my favorite eyeliners of all time. I really like them a lot. They're only 10 bucks. They last a really long time on my lash line. Waterline, not so much. They kind of disappear, but not in like a seeping down your face, looking like someone punched you kind of look. Like, it just kind of goes away gracefully, but it does stay on the lower lash line. Like, you can still see it right on that lash line, giving a nice subtle look all day long. I don't really use these for the upper lash line very often, just because I'm more of a liquid kind of person for the upper lash line. I did use it today so you guys could see it, but it's just not my favorite kind of thing to use my upper lash line, but I really love these for the lower lash line. All right, the Milk Makeup Eye Pigment. Okay, I really want to love this, and I think that this would be really good as an all-over lid color. The big issue I have with this is it doesn't play well with powder eyeshadows. It lasts forever, and it dries really fast. So you have to work quickly when you're using this, and if you want it all over your lid, you're not gonna have a problem with it, because you're gonna be able to just pat it on and go, and it's just gonna be like boop, 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 and it's gonna stay all day, and it's gonna be amazing. But if you wanna like create like an artsy look with this, if you want to have some wiggle room in blending things, this is not the product for you. I just found it really difficult to use with a complete look. But I will say that it lasts all stinking day. Same thing with the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick. Lasts all day. Looks exactly the same at the end of the day as it does at the beginning of the day. Like, these swatches, if I leave them on, they will stay on all day, even through washing my hands. Like, I will have to take a makeup remover to remove this. It's fantastic lasting power, but just really difficult to work with. Omega Lash Mascara. I did put this on today, even though I'm wearing falsies, because I wanted you to be able to see how this performs. I really like the Omega Lash by Marc Jacobs. It is a really nice mascara. I like that it gives me length and volume. It's amazing. It is definitely one of my favorite high-end mascara formulas, but I'm one that I stick to drugstore mascaras unless I have deluxe samples like this, because I feel like my Maybelline Lash Sensational is not noticeably different than this one. I would say that this one performs a little bit better than that one, but for the price difference, like, I can't see a difference unless I'm so looking. Like, it's just not worth the price difference for me, but it is a fantastic mascara, and I was really happy to get it in the kit because I feel like it performs fantastic. It doesn't flake down my face through the day. It's easy to remove. It's easy to go on, and it's just a really genuinely good mascara. And then finally, the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Eyeliner. If this is your thing, this is a good one. I really like the way that it goes on. It goes on nice and smooth. You can build it up to more glitter, but you don't even really need to. I mean, it really applies with a lot of glitter just on one pass, and then it doesn't take long, you know, if you want to do another pass, it's gonna get you even more glitter. But if you like this kind of thing, it's fantastic, and it doesn't leave any kind of fallout. I don't see it drifting through the day. It just lasts on there, on your upper lash line. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful product, and I definitely enjoy it for that day when I'm feeling a little spicy and I want a little glitter on my eyes. It's just a high quality product. So do I think this is worth it? Absolutely. I mean, and even monetarily, if you don't use the lashes and you don't use the Milk product and you don't use the eyeliner, this probably adds up to still well over the $42. You can pass on the other ones to more dramatic people if you want to. You can wear them for Halloween, but they have really put a fantastic deal in this box. So now that I've told you just straight up opinion on performance of product. We're going to talk about all the geeky stuff, like ingredients. If you want to be blissfully ignorant about what's in your cosmetic products, or if you don't care about other products that are similar to these, then I'm going to say goodbye to you now, and I hope you enjoyed this part of the video. But this is where we're going to bring it down. We're going to bring it down with the ingredients. So the purpose of this section of the video is to compare these products with other products on the market. So if you've tried other products on the market and you know you like them or you don't like them, you'll kind of have an idea of whether you would like these. I'm also going to talk about the actual ingredients of the product and whether they are labeled as harmful for you, harmful for the environment, things like that. So let's go ahead and start with the Caviar Eye Stick by Laura Mercier. So the closest formula dupe that I found for this is the Mally Evercolor Shadow Stick Extra. They have the same first 2 ingredients and then they share 5 other ingredients. I have not tried the extra version of the Mally, so I can't tell you from personal experience, but formula-wise, they are similar. The first 2 ingredients are the same, and that first ingredient, the cyclopentasiloxane, is the one that showed up on Environmental Working Group, which is the ingredient analysis system that I use. It showed up as a 3 out of 10 for alarm bells. Once you start getting into like the 6 and 7 range, that's when they start being banned in countries. So it's a silicone-based ingredient, and research in Canada says that there are high concerns in persistence and bioaccumulation. What that means is that this particular ingredient seems to bioaccumulate in wildlife. An example of this was when there was that big thing about fish and mercury poisoning, how they realized that the mercury was building up in the farmed fish, and then it raised all these concerns about mercury levels in farmed fish, especially salmon. So that is what bioaccumulation is. So this cyclopentasiloxane is an ingredient that can build up in the systems, and it's been shown in wildlife to build up in their systems. The other ones are that more animal studies showed tumor formation in moderate doses, and 1 or more animal studies showed endocrine disruption in moderate doses. I don't know why I'm having trouble saying that. And then 1 or more animal studies show neurotoxic effects in moderate doses. So that is for the number 1 ingredient that is in this. So if you do not like that, if you do not want that on your face, you may want to skip the Laura Mercier crayon-y things, the caviar sticks. Even though they work really, really well, you may want to skip them. Okay, next up, this is one of my favorites, the Marc Jacobs Omega Lash. Okay. I was trying to find formula dupes for this. I'm like, how many mascaras are out there? What are the chances I'm gonna be able to find a formula dupe? Okay, I'm just gonna show you. This right here, right there, is the Omega Lash. And this right here is the new IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I can't make this up, okay? They share exactly, in the exact same order, the same ingredients all the way up through number 13. The exact same ingredients, the Omega Lash by Marc Jacobs and the new IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I was like, I couldn't believe it, okay? And then numbers 14 through 21 are all ingredients that are shared between them, but they are in slightly different orders. Then things kind of start falling apart from there and they become quite different. But what that tells you is if you like the superhero, you'll probably really like this. If you like this, you'll probably really like the superhero, because they're essentially the same in the majority of the ingredients. All the elastic stretch stuff that the IT Cosmetics says that it has are all in those bottom ingredients. There is a biotin ingredient in the Omega Lash, but it's slightly different, and that one is included in the IT Cosmetics as well, but like straight biotin is only in the IT Cosmetics. There's some fruit extracts in the IT Cosmetics. There's some different kinds of oils that are not in the Omega Lash. There's collagen that's not in the Omega Lash. But again, they're way far down the list. I don't know how much collagen it takes in a mascara to actually do something, but just know that there isn't a whole lot of it compared to the rest of the formula. So now getting into the down and dirty stuff about this mascara, and this goes with the superhero too, because all of the ingredients I'm about to talk about are also in the superhero. So that also has the cyclopentasiloxane that was in this. So the one I just talked about in this is also in the superhero and this. Then we have something called Rice Bran Wax. Corizia Sativa Rice Bran Wax. And that's a number 3. And the reason why that's on the list is because there's a possible contamination concern from pesticides in the rice. So it's wherever they harvest the rice from and get the ingredient out of it, it could be contaminated with pesticides. The pesticides are very, very bad, but there's nothing wrong with the actual rice bran wax. It's just the risk of contamination. The next one is SD alcohol 40B. This is number 4 for being an irritant. So if you put it all over your face, it can cause dry skin. I don't know how much that would affect a mascara, but you can decide for yourself how much it bothers you. The next one is triphenyllamine. It's a 5. It's a strong alkaline substance used as a surfactant and pH adjusting chemical. It's a human skin toxin or allergen. There's strong evidence to suggest that it is a skin toxin and an allergen. So if the superhero bothers you or if the omega bothers you, that may be the ingredient you want to stay away from. And the last one in this that raised red flags was the acacia Senegal gum. It's prepared from the dry sap of the acacia tree. It's a human skin toxin or allergen. There's strong evidence to show that. It was determined safe for use in cosmetics subject to concentration use or limitations. So that may not be a problem in the concentration that it's in this mascara. But just so you know. All right, moving into some good news. The Milk Eye Pigment had nothing that raised red flags. Yay! And I also couldn't find any dupes for it. The NARS Dual-Intensity Eyeshadow also had no scary ingredients. Yay! Also could not find a formula dupe for that one either. Moving on to the Sephora Eye Pencil. I did find a formula dupe for this. The Julep Eye Pencils are a formula dupe for this. The Sephora Eye Pencils are $10. The Juleps are $16. So if you like the Juleps, go for the Sephora's instead. They're a better deal. They do share the first 3 ingredients in those orders. They also share every ingredient that's in the Sephora Eye Pencil is also in the Julep Eye Pencil, but there are a couple of ingredients in the Julep that are not in the Sephora. The only ingredient that raised concerns in this one was something called PEG-PPG 18/18 dimethicone, and it is a number 3 on the scale. Contamination concerns are the reason why this is here. Something called ethylene oxide, which is a 10. It's a known human carcinogen. And then 1,4 dioxane, which is an 8 and a possible human carcinogen. But both are banned for use in cosmetics, and it's just something that could have possibly gotten into some batches of this ingredient. It doesn't mean that this is bad at all. All right, moving on to the Smashbox eyeshadow primer. Everything in here was good except for the talc that's in here. Talc can be an irritant to some people and also a contamination concern for asbestiform fibers. It's a number 3 on EWG. And I talked about this, how I couldn't find a formula dupe for this because of the dimethicone that's in this. And then finally, the Urban Decay Glitter. One thing I found very, very interesting is the ingredients listed on this one are different than the ingredients listed on the Sephora website. The ingredients listed on the Sephora website mention parabens. This one does not have parabens. So I thought that was really interesting. So I guess they reformulated because they know there are a lot of people that do not like parabens in their products. Some people are sensitive to them, but this one in particular does not have parabens according to the ingredients on the box. The dupe that I found for this, well, it's not really a dupe. It's just kind of similar, was the NYX Cosmetics Liquid Crystal Eyeliner. They share the same first 2 ingredients, and then they share 4 other ingredients that are similar. So if you like the NYX ones, I've never tried the NYX ones. They're called the Liquid Crystal Liners. I've never tried them, but if you like them, you'll probably like these. But if they might be very, very, very similar. I don't know. I've never tried them, but if you can get NYX ones instead of the Urban Decay ones, go for the NYX ones. They're a lot cheaper. So I thought that was kind of interesting that the formulas were similar. They're not the same, they're just similar. As far as negative ingredients for this, we have propylene glycol, which is rated a 3. It's a small organic alcohol commonly used as a skin conditioning agent. It's been associated with it being an irritant and allergic contact dermatitis, which is a rash. It's also sometimes contributed to contact urticaria, I think is how you pronounce that, in humans. And that's when someone has an allergy to something so bad that they have to take antihistamines or even need an EpiPen for it, like really bad allergies. So if you have contact urticaria, you probably want to stay away from this product. Ooh. The next one is polyethanol. It's a 4 on the scale. It's a preservative used in cosmetics and personal care products. It's restricted in cosmetic products in Japan. It's classified as toxic or harmful, but only in products used around the mouth. So do not use this on your mouth if you get it. And that's from the European Union. It's also classified as an irritant from the European Union. And then the last thing in here is sodium hydroxide, which is a 3 on the scale. It is a pH balancer. It's also restricted in the European Union, and it's classified as expected to be toxic or harmful at a medium health priority in Canada. So that's what's going on with that. So really and truly, you know, it's gonna be up to you about how much this stuff bothers you and whether you want it on your face or not. And if those ingredients bother you, of course, you're not gonna wanna get this kit. You know, I mean, it's your level of comfort with things. Some people don't care about that stuff. They just kind of go on their way about it. I'm a person that I'm willing to try anything with any ingredients. Maybe that's horribly dumb of me, but I try things of all different ingredients. I try dollar store makeup that has all kinds of crazy stuff in it, and it's not something that terribly concerns me. I guess it's kind of like the smoking of the makeup world. Some people smoke and they're like, people live 40 years and you know, they smoke with their whole lives and they live till they're 90. You know, there's people that believe that kind of thing, and I guess that's kind of my ignorance with makeup, is I just kind of let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. But if you're not one of those people and you speak words of wisdom, you may not want to get this. So that's it for my review of the Sephora Favorites Extravagant Eyes set. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it unique and helpful and different. I'm trying to do things a little bit differently because I am such a geek in my heart and I find this stuff absolutely fascinating. So I'm hoping you find it interesting too. If you do, definitely make sure you share this with a friend who is a geek like us and also enjoys videos like this. Definitely hit that subscribe button for more content and that thumbs up button. Mad love to you, my friend, and I'll see you in the next video.